So I'm here to produce an autopsy report on the body of the late Jeff Mwathi. This is a post-mortem I did following exhumation of the same in a place called Likia, the gravesite, on the 31st of March 2023. So these are my findings. The late Geoffrey was dressed in soiled black jeans trouser, multicolored white brown jacket, white t-shirt, brown hat written Gucci, white pair of socks, and blue black shoes. The body was of a male adult African, with good setup of nutrition, and the height was 175 centimeters. There were post-mortem changes, including decomposition, which was marked by foul smell. The body was discolored as a result of decomposition. There was also body distension, and the skin was slipping off, mainly on the back because of decomposition. Some findings: shoulder to shoulder length was 52 centimeters. There's also evidence that a previous postmortem had been done. There was a stitched Y incision. Y incision is an incision which is standard in postmortems. Those are stitched incision on the outer aspect of both arms and legs, and on the back. So the head had been deformed, looked deformed, and it was stitched on the forehead. There were bruises on the abdomen, from the mid area of the abdomen, which extended to the upper thighs. There were bruises on the right knee, which were under the skin. There were bruises on the left knee, backside, under the skin also, measuring 14 by 15 centimeters. The left knee was deformed. There was a fracture of the left thigh bone on the lower abs aspect, which was extended to the knee joint. There's a fracture at the left wrist and at the left elbow. There were extensive bruises on the back, right side, measuring 26 by 12 centimeters. And there was a fracture dislocation on the right elbow. So we opened up the body, and what we found was the chest, the lungs were normal, but were decomposing. The heart was also normal, decomposing. The liver had multiple tears. The spleen was intact, pancreas was intact. The stomach had scanty and pasty reddish material. And there was a bloody fluid in the abdominal cavity. The kidneys were normal, the bladder was empty. On the head, there was extensive hematoma of the skull. There were also multiple skull fractures, which extended to the base of the skull. We didn't find the brain in the head cavity, but there was a cotton wool which was packed in the head cavity, which is usual in postmortem, after postmortems. Then we went to the spine. Those fracture of the first and second spine. They call cervical spine. These are spines which are on the neck. There was a fracture of the first and the second. with some area of bleeding on the same area of fracture, and injury to the spine on the same area also. So I concluded that what caused the death of the late Joel Mwathi was multiple injuries which are caused by blunt trauma. And because of the pattern of injuries and the amount of force which are required to produce such injuries, I did not rule out a fall from height. So it was a high possibility, which I also recommended more investigation, including scene and laboratory. For laboratory investigations, we retained some samples for analysis. The first set of samples were for toxicology analysis, in which we took some blood which we found in the cavity, body cavity. We took some kidney, liver, and stomach and the contents. And for DNA, we thought it's wise to do DNA tests. We took finger toenails, we took cartilages, we took swabs from the muscles and the rectum also, because there was a allegation of sexual assault. We took some swabs also from the rectum to find out whether there's any DNA foreign. For that, I signed the post-mortem form on the 11th of April 2023. And also to mention the parties who were present to the post-mortem, there was Dr. Daniel Zuriel, Dr. Maturi, and Dr. Peter Ndegwa. So that is all, Your Honor.
Okay. Dr. Probably, could you tell us why a second post-mortem was being done?
Well, I just got a communication from the DCI that there was need for second autopsy, but I cannot remember the details.
Okay. And this autopsy, you confirmed you did it in Likia?
Yes.
Where exactly? In the hospital facility? At the
gravesite.
At the
gravesite.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you notice anything that was conspicuous, according to you, that would have warranted second autopsy?
Well, I don't know, because when I look at that body, it's a body which autopsy had been done. So I think there was need for clarification on the first autopsy, but I didn't see anything conspicuous.
Okay. Now, the three doctors who were present, how did you arrive at them being there, or who decided who will be there? And who was representing who? You know, probably there was a family doctor, there was a government doctor.
Well, for Dr. Ndegwa, it was very important for him to be there because, you know, when you do autopsy, particularly when it's repeated, it's really important that you be there so that I can guide on what you saw and also see what you're doing, because it's a repeat. I think Dr. Zuriel was not there because he was understanding the same first autopsy, but from Dr. Maturi, I can't remember who exactly he was representing.
Okay. Now, apart from the doctors who were there present, was the family represented, the police represented?
Yes, you are there. I think one of the doctors might be presenting a family, but I can't remember which part was being presented by which doctor.
Yes. Now, we've had the previous Dr. Ndegwa telling us by the time he was conducting this post-mortem, he had been informed, or someone might have mentioned circumstances leading to the death. Had you received any information of such? Although even if it was in the public limelight, did this influence the outcome of your report?
From the form, what I was told is that the deceased person fell from 10th floor of Redwood apartment within Kasarani sub-county. So I went there with that information. Then autopsy was done, but there was some request for repeat.
Okay. From the duration of the point of death until the point you're conducting this autopsy, would have the delay caused or brought about changes of what you would have found on a normal within the timelines that one is required to be, the post-mortem to be done?
Because this is a body which was already decomposing, and you see decomposition introduced a lot of artifacts. Decomposition also disguised bruises. So we are able to see some bruises. Probably we will have seen more. I don't know. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And to the best of your knowledge, was this particular deceased body embalmed? To the best of your...
I can't recall but I assume it was embalmed, because usually bodies get embalmed when they go to the mortuary, when they get out of the mortuary.
Very well. And in your evidence, you've said the trouser that the deceased was wearing was soiled, correct?
Yes. But I think it's a clothes which he was dressed when you're going to be buried, not the ones which are at the scene. Because I assume that once you are from a mortuary, you are taken for burial, you are put in a coffin, they usually buy clothes for you. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's also the right assumption, but was there any necessary, or is there anything you can comment about the soiling of the black trouser? What could it be?
Well, maybe the soil from the burial or things like that, yeah. Remember, this is a person who was already intact, so the soil, yeah.
Very well. And according to your examination, did you establish the cause of death inconclusively?
Yeah. What I concluded is that the cause of death was multiple injuries, because there's so multiple injuries, and these injuries were caused by blunt trauma.
Okay.
And the extent of the injuries pointed toward high energy, which even a fall from height can lead to that. So I just say that it cannot be ruled out.
But in your expert analysis, are you able to then confirm to the court? You've talked about the cause of death. Are you able to give evidence as to the manner of the death?
No, you just say cause of death, not manner of death.
Very well. And is there anything you recovered from the lab recommendations that you had indicated, such as the toxicology report?
We're still waiting for the result. I have not been made aware of the outcome.
To date?
Yes.
So to date, you did recommend for toxicology to be performed on the deceased, and the results have not been brought forth, correct?
No.
Has there been any explanation to that effect, or substantial reason advanced to that effect?
No.
And who is responsible for ensuring that these recommendations of you, the recommendations you have made, have been executed?
Investigating officers.
The investigating officers. And finally,
you have indicated to this court that you are asked to perform this particular autopsy on the 31st day of March 2023.
Yes.
Someone would ask, why you and not any other person? What will be your answer?
I think the memo will come to my office. And probably a memo came from DCA to my office.
Yes.
And probably they wanted the IS office to take care of the case.
So it was a case that you believe wanted the highest office in that department to take care of that particular case.
Yes.
And of course, the highest is you, the chief government pathologist.
Yes.
So it was given the proper concern or the seriousness that it deserves, this particular matter, in terms of the second autopsy?
I believe so.
Thank you. Now, to that particular extent, you went to this particular place and you conducted the autopsy. My question is, did you have any outright evidence in terms of how this body was handled from the point that the first autopsy took place to the point that you actually, the exhumation was undertaken? Did you have any account of how that body was handled, whether the coffin fell down, whether...
No.
Yes?
No.
You did not have. But if there was any issue that happened to a body, because it will be normal, accidents happen, coffins fall down, there is a possibility you'd not independently, outrightly indicate the time where or when this particular injuries, bruises occurred. Would you have the ability to ascertain exactly based on the duration? And as I say that, the late was actually died on the 22nd day of February 2023. Your autopsy was being conducted on the 31st day of March 2023, and it was buried, I believe, less than 10 days after death.
Yeah, to answer this, what I say is bruising is something which happened in life. So when you see a bruise, question of whether it happened after death become an impossibility. Yes, so when you see bruising, it means that this person actually bled as a result of an injury. And someone who's dead would not bleed.
Okay, fair enough. So a body that is dead cannot be bruised, in other words. A body of a dead person cannot be bruised.
The usual post-mortem bruises, but the color is different.
Thank you. So you confirm that it can be bruised. There are post-mortem bruises, there might be post-death bruises.
And if it's antemortem or post-mortem, if it's something which occurred in death, we know that this thing occurred in death, yeah.
Thank you. That's the ascertainment I wanted. Now, looking at this particular report, there are two people there, Peter Ngugi and Stephen Mushoki, who identified this particular body.
Yes.
Did you have a chance to speak with them before this particular exercise, as I know you usually do, with the family?
I can't remember. I can't recall.
Oh, you can't recall.
You know, during that time, the accuracy was so charged that I can't remember whether I talked to them. But most likely I talked to them, but I can't remember.
But it's ordinary. It's your common practice that you always try to have, a word, a minute or two.
Yes, to listen to your history, yes, which is very important usually.
Thank you so much. Please, you confirmed it's very important. Now, who filled in this particular form?
I'm the one who filled it in.
You're the one who filled it in. When you are filling it in, you rely on the information that is given by the officers.
You talk about which page? Page 1? The other page?
There's page 1 which is handwritten, there's page 2 which is typed.
Oh. Page 1 is filled by the officers. The other pages are the ones which I fill. And they are just based on what I see and document.
Fair enough. So the name of the deceased, according to your report, is who? According to the report?
Jeff Mwathi.
Just spell the middle name.
Mwathi.
Just spell it so that we are sure we are looking at the same document.
Mwathi.
Mwathi.
Yes.
And you confirm that a name is very important. It's a legal, it's a legal recognized item. True?
Yes.
Where did you get the name from?
think maybe there must be an error there. I introduced the N, which could maybe looking at the.
Just answer my question.
Ordinarily, I look at the first page.
Just answer my question. Where would you get the name from?
Ordinarily, I look at the first page, yes. And I read it that you see, but it looks like a.
So looking.
An N somewhere. Yeah.
It's okay. Let's go slowly. Looking at the first page, you confirm it is Geoffrey Mwathi.
Mwathi, yes.
So if you're looking at the first page does not have the third name.
Okay.
Does it?
Yes.
Yes?
It doesn't have.
It doesn't have. So it will not be true to say you looked at the first page and got 3 names, when the first page has only 2 names.
Well, I can't remember how I got it. That I can't recall.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nonetheless, the name of the body you dealt with is Geoffrey Mwathi Ngugi. That is what we are seeing from the document that has been admitted as evidence. And it is actually typed, not handwritten.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. Now, when you are dealing with this particular matter, and because you confirm you had had what was happening in terms of, what we call, you take judicial notice. It's something that was everywhere. Did you hear about this matter from the social media, mainstream media?
It was all over actually, because even by the time we went there, the activists were making noise.
It was all over. Thank you so much. And you had heard there were already allegations, suspicions of cover-ups, left, right, center.
Yeah, yes.
So the pathologist that conducted the first report is Dr. Peter Ndegwa. Yes?
Yes.
He was working under you?
Yes, in my department. Yeah.
So from that, just from the outset, did you have any doubt in terms of his competency at that particular point? And there developed any point where you doubted his competency in terms of handling this matter, now that we know you also had a master's degree like yourself? So academic, you are okay. But did you have any doubt on his competence in terms of how he handles the post-mortem exercises?
That's a very difficult question to answer, because the people make allegations every time. So, and he's a medical colleague, so it's difficult to say now I doubt this medical colleague, because it's a person who has masters like me, so I can't say that now. I mean, doubting of competence is a matter which one individual cannot determine.
Let me put it this way. Of course, if you are the head of that department, you have supervisory, administrative oversight. But let me put it in this particular manner. Now that you had heard that, of course, there were these particular doubts, you are the person who was tasked to go and confirm the work that he did.
I'll just to repeat, and when I'm repeating, I was not doing it independently. That's why the other pathologists.
That is true, but I'm just saying there's a reason. If there's an application that was filed in court, and the court there were specific requests. I know you don't have that particular affidavit, but Your Honor, it's the affidavit that is on page B4, the affidavit of Corporal Philip Kilonzo, and this affidavit has persuaded the court that one of the reasons they needed to do this is because there are already doubts, and it will be important for this body to be re-examined, so that if there is any evidence that was not there or more evidence is collected. That is the foundation of why the court. Are you with us, Dr.? You can hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes.
Okay, thank you. That was the foundation of why you actually had to undertake this exercise. I hope you understood that was the reason. Now, if that was the foundation, because it is what is here in court, this is a colleague of yours actually working under you. And the reason I'm asking that is, would you have any reason to actually help in hiding anything, or in a conspiracy as has been alleged? Would you have any reason to hide any fact that you would have found out independent, now that he's your colleague? Or he was your colleague?
Post-mortem are facts which are seen with the eye. So hiding meaning that you've seen some facts and you've not documented it. And this is a thing which has been done, being photographed, and other pathologists were there representing the relatives. So
thank you.
Unless I was doing it alone, yeah.
You have
unless
actually,
now I said now let me hide and do it alone.
You have actually answered the question very well. So, if to add justification is that you have said post-mortem is something that you establish things using your eyes.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes you've been told also the nose. But in terms of this particular fact, there were other witnesses to this particular process.
Yes, yes.
Now, these witnesses, so that I want to dispel that issue that no one can come and say you actually, helped to just help your colleague then. There are witnesses you have told us here are Dr. Daniel Zuriel. We are told this is the family doctor who was there in the first report, who was present in the first exercise that led to the first report. We have Dr. Maturi, we have Dr. Peter Ndegwa, who actually conducted that particular exercise. Now, what I want to ask you is that, did you have sight of this first report? We have been it is produced as Exhibit 1. There's a post-mortem report dated the 27th day of February 2023. Did you have sight of that report at any given point before you conducted the second autopsy?
I can't recall whether I saw it.
You can't recall. Is it something that will have been important for your?
Yeah, usually we look at the report and have a look at it. Yeah.
Usually you
But I
have.
can't recall whether I saw it. Yeah.
Okay, that is okay. But now, having said so, I'm looking at your report, the one that you have produced. I'm seeing a signature of Daniel Zuriel on page 3.
Yes.
Yes. Did the other doctors sign this document?
I'm not seeing their signatures.
You have not seen their signatures.
Yes, yes.
But at least Zuriel, who is a family doctor, signed. What is the implication of signing a second pathologist signing this particular document? What does it signify?
Maybe concurrence.
Maybe or concurrent. We want to be, even in law, we deal with facts.
I don't know, because ordinarily, once I've signed, I don't compel another person to sign. But many times find that we just sign together. And this autopsy also took so long that some of them just went away from the autopsy. So
well, leave the others,
yes.
Daktari. I'm asking, you have conducted an autopsy report. There is another independent family pathologist there.
yes.
When this pathologist signs here, what is the significance after you have signed?
That he has concurred with my
He has concurred with your findings. That's what I wanted you to confirm. Because if he had not concurred, is there room that they even do their own independent report?
Yes, yes.
They will do their own independent report.
Yes, yes.
Have you seen any report that contradicts yours from any of these people who are there?
No, I've not seen any other report.
You have not seen any other report. Thank you so much. Now, you have been asked about the fact that you have told us the body was decomposing.
Yes.
Which is expected. And it is true that there are things you can establish, there are things that may, based on the preservation exercise that had taken place and the decomposition level, you may not be able to establish at that point.
Yes, yes.
So at this particular point, you collected these samples. I can see for toxicology, DNA. I can see cavity, blood, kidney, liver, what? You took all this.
Yes, yes.
And I can see you even took swabs for rectal swabs.
Yes, yes.
So at this particular point, did you establish, by the time you are taking these rectal swabs, did you establish from just your experience, did you see anything that will suggest sexual abuse?
No.
I'm happy that you're very sure about that. Thank you so much. Now, in terms of, you have been told by my sister that these items were the toxicology and DNA were collected. Isn't it the normal practice that whatever is collected, any pathologist is also has a right to be given a piece of it for their own further examination?
Yes, very important also for conclusion.
It is important for conclusion.
Yes, yes.
And from the documents we have, all the pathologists present were given the samples they wanted. You did not deny any of the samples.
You talk about samples for analysis,
Yeah,
for
for-
each pathology to be given.
Yeah, for toxicology.
Well, usually what happens, some pathology usually demand for their own sample, but some are usually okay with the government analyst report. So I can't remember whether they were given or they were okay with the government analyst.
But
analysis. So I can't remember.
if my question is, if someone wanted, if the family pathologist wanted that conclusion, will they have been denied? And in fact, we have documents to show they were given. All of them were given. I know it's been a long time, you may not remember, but we have documents in court. If you're in court, I will show you. Now,
Yes.
to take it further, have you seen, you have been told, no, this analysis has not been given to the family. Have you seen any report, even from the family, that will about these toxicology aspects? Has any of that been brought to your attention, or even publicly?
No.
None whatsoever. In fact, it's only that you are not in court, but page C7, we have that report from the government analyst. It is actually in court, and that's why it will not have been fair to ask you that question, because is that even your work in terms of the analysis?
No, the analyzer then they give me, then I marry the result with that, what I saw in the post-mortem.
You marry the result, so someone else does that particular work,
Yes, yes.
not yourself, and it is in court. Now, as I finish, you have told us that according to the cause of death, you formed an opinion that the cause of death was a fall. A fall from height cannot be ruled out due to patterns of injuries and amounts of force required to produce. So the injuries that you have tabulated here, you have confirmed to the court that you found consistency. They are consistent with this cause of death as even indicated by the police in the first page.
Yes, yes.
And if there was any inconsistency, you'd have itemized that there is only one here that I've seen, and I've seen you doing a very good job in those things. You would itemize that, yes, the police have said this, but the exercise I've conducted gives me this different result. Nothing will have stopped you from saying that.
Nothing will stop.
Not even the pressure of the people who are there.
Never succumb to pressure. I really succumb to pressure from people who are not experts.
The experts in other fields, but that's okay. Thank you so much, and continue doing a good job for the country. Thank you.
The autopsy results were supposed to have been sent to the family of the deceased within a week of the time that it was done. Are you aware if the same was sent to date?
No, I'm not aware. Because once we sign it, we usually give it to to the investigating officer. So whatever they do with the report is not within my control.
So you're saying that it is not within your onus to provide this information to the family, correct?
Yes.
That is okay.